Thaipusam Day, worshippers make offerings to the Hindu god Murugan to give thanks and to repay favors they've received, most often the restoration of health. An impressive celebration of Thaipusam takes place each year at Batu Caves, a limestone hill 8 miles north of Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Kuala Lumpur is a modern city of 500,000.
Its people are largely of 3 ethnic groups:
Malay, Chinese, and Indian. The Indians are mostly Tamils, whose forebears came to Malaysia from South India. Though some Indians practice Islam and some are Sikhs, most Indians are Hindu.
Like most South Indians, Hindus in Malaysia are special devotees of Shiva, the personified principle of destruction and recreation.
In South Indian Hindu belief, Shiva and his wife Parvati have 2 children, Inesan, the elephant-headed god, and Murugan, the special protector of the Tamil people. Murugan symbolizes beauty, youth, and courage. He's most often portrayed as a handsome young man, accompanied by his mount, a peacock, and holding his symbol, the spear of knowledge, called in Tamil, the veil. For weeks before the festival, devotees have been gathering at small temples to prepare themselves spiritually and to construct and decorate the kavatis they will carry. A kavati is a shoulder pole, highly decorated with an ornamental arch, real or artificial peacock feathers and flowers, and pictures of Murugan or of other gods. A sacrifice, usually a brass pot of milk, is tied to it. 3/4 of the kavati bearers are men, mostly young men. Over 2/3 of these men and almost half the women carrying kavatis will offer the sacrifice of piercing their bodies, most often with replicas of Murugan's veil or Shiva's trident, usually through the tongue or cheeks. This large veil will be worn through the cheeks on Thaipusam Day. These young men are filing barbs off fish hooks and joining them in pairs. They'll wear them with one hook through the skin and the other through a line. Barbless fish hooks will also be used to support the steel rods of large 108 veil kavatis. There will be little pain though, since before being pierced with hooks or veils, each worshipper will enter an ecstatic state or trance. To achieve trance, practice and spiritual preparation are necessary. Most often, people carry a kavati at Thaipusam to fulfill a vow made in time of illness or other trouble.
I made a vow as regards to my health. If I get better, I will carry a kavati. And now everything seems to be okay, so I am carrying a kavati.
Actually, I bought this because I was very sick. In fact, this sickness was so bad that is why my mother vowed for me that I will take a kavati.
During the past 2 years, we had a family trouble. Now we are all in a good situation.
I made a vow about 2.5 years ago regarding my job as well as my studies. So regarding my work, I got promotion as well as my exam, I got through. That's the reason why I'm taking kavati for.
I was not feeling well, and then I vowed that if I get well, I might take a kavati. It so happened that I was well, and I decided to take it this year.
This year, almost 1,000 worshippers will participate. One of them is Mahadevan. Mahadevan is 30. He and his wife Annie have 2 children, Rita, who's 3, and Sarah, who's 1. He works as a crimes clerk in the police department. His grandparents were born in India, but his father and mother were born in Malaysia. He's fluent in English, Tamil, and Malay. Some years back, he became quite ill and lost about 60 pounds. He remembers being treated at the General Hospital with iodine and radiation, presumably for hyperthyroidism. At the time, with misgivings, he promised that if he made a good recovery, he would carry a cavity for 3 years, the usual period. After recovery, he decided that his vow was not very important. However, when Rita, at 1 month of age, was accidentally injured, he became convinced that this additional misfortune was caused by the broken promise. Repentant, he made plans to take cavity. This is his 3rd and final year. He'll carry a large one, which he's renting for about a week's wages. Vikraswari is 19. For years she suffered from a seizure-like disorder during her menses and when angry after being reprimanded. The description she and her family give of these seizures suggested that they had an emotional rather than an organic basis. She was advised to take cavity and did so last year for the first time. She's had no seizures since. Gobindan is 21. He's a school caretaker and will carry a cavity in the hope of getting a higher-paying job. Gobindan has promised to carry a cavity for the duration of his life. These bricks are part of a room for worship he's building onto the family home. Manjit Kaur is an 18-year-old Sikh girl. For 3 months, she suffered from bloody diarrhea and was treated at the Kuala Lumpur General Hospital. Though she believes her illness was caused by carelessness about something she ate, she believes that she was cured only after promising to take cavity. She'll take it this year for the first time. Most worshippers who allow their bodies to be pierced do so in groups, led by gurus acknowledged to be expert in religious matters, especially in inducing the necessary ecstatic state. Such a guru is M.G.K. Kurup. Largely self-educated, Guru Kurup is not a Brahmin priest, though he studied for a time with an Indian spiritual master who is very important to him. He formerly was a sergeant in the British Army, and now drives a truck for a construction company which quarries limestone from Batu Caves itself. People bring him not only religious and spiritual problems, but also personal problems and problems of health. He's acknowledged to be especially expert at inducing trance states, and this year, devotees have come from as far away as Singapore for his guidance. His eldest son, Selvakumar, is 11. He's a good student and hopes someday to be a guru like his father. He'll take kavadi this year for general religious merit. It will be his 3rd time. On the morning before Thaipusam, an image of Lord Murugan is transported in a cart pulled by bullocks and devotees from a large temple in downtown Kuala Lumpur to the temple at Batu Caves. In the afternoon, worshippers begin to arrive at the temple grounds. Vendors set up refreshment and souvenir stands and carnival rides. For those who will participate tomorrow, the weeks of fasting and preparation are coming to a close. At a small temple nearby, Guru Kurup's group has gathered. Late in the evening, the group practices going into trance one last time. Chakraswari has been practicing twice a week for some weeks now and goes into trance easily. For some others it isn't so easy, so this last practice is important. Tonight there's a full moon. Special foods are eaten. There's much joking and laughing and mutual support. In the morning, the group arrives at the river early. Even so, it's difficult to find a place large enough for the whole group. First the women bathe and then the men. Offers a last prayer. Mahadevan is fitted with his kavadi.
Since I have taken 2 years and since being the third and the last final year, I am taking a big one with 108 needles. I pray to God that ever I must go up the caves with success. I only pray to God, God, it must be all success. It is your will, it is your powers to take me up.
The ecstatic state each worshipper enters is an altered state of consciousness similar to a hypnotic trance. It's brought on by meditation, rhythmic music, dance, and strong expectation. Because purity is considered essential, no drugs are taken. In this ecstatic state, attention is concentrated and focused away from the body, so that pain and fatigue are rarely felt.
When they started reciting the prayers, I was seated down there. I could realize what was happening. The whole weight of the train, which was balanced on me, was just swinging me on all sides. And there were some people who caught hold of me, and I didn't know what really happened after that.
The trance itself is a peak experience, pleasurable and highly valued. Worshippers describe it with words like floating, disconnected, confident, powerful. They believe the ability to achieve this state and to tolerate the insertion of veils and hooks into the body is a result of Murugan's entering into and taking over the person of the worshipper. His doing so is a sign of grace.
I couldn't feel anything. Well, what I could feel is just like somebody pinching around me, and that's all. Other than that, I didn't feel the pricking of the needle or anything on the side, nor the hooks being pricked into my body. I never felt anything.
People's personalities are all not same, you know. Some of them are very frightened, and some of them, like me, for example, I'm really very frightened of freaking whales. And I see someone getting whale, I'll turn my face away. I don't like to see the exact process of freaking it. But then I got it, you know, didn't feel anything. Lord Murugan, he performs the dance on our body.
It comes from the bottom of the foot, you see. It comes up, it travels up from foot to the top.
I can hear what people talk, I can see everything, but there's something inside me that's forcing me to do things. I just can't control myself.
You can hear, you can feel, you can see the external stimulus of the surrounding. You can feel that you are dancing about, jumping about, but then you cannot control yourself, is it? You won't have any feelings on your body, but then there will be emotional feelings that you will be waved, you know, and then you will be slowly lifted in the air, floating in the air, followed by the winds, and then you lose yourself.
Something when he starts praying, there's something as though it's taking me into the air and my legs, you know, they start shivering and all. And after that, when I start dancing, I wouldn't know what's happening. The trance was not coming into me, and I meditated a bit again and it came. Your legs don't seem to be standing in one place. They would seem to be walking around and you wouldn't feel anything. It was, well, when I was looking at the others, poking the whale, I was a bit frightened, you know, because it was the first time I was taking it, and after that when he came to me, I was a bit afraid, and when he poked, I didn't know it until the thing went through. It was a bit painful. After that it was quite alright.
The white powder is holy ash. It has no anesthetic properties, but it helps minimize bleeding. Bleeding and trauma are also minimized by the sharply tapered points of the valves and also probably by the trance state. Generally, these wounds will heal rapidly and well. Everyone in the group ready at the same time. Assistants quiet worshippers in too deep trance too early. It takes a long time for the entire group to be prepared. Meanwhile, other groups are starting to go up toward the cave temple. Watching the dancers and listening to the music, a spectator occasionally goes into a spontaneous trance. The loose hair and free movements are in marked contrast to the proper grooming and sedate deportment expected in everyday life. Elsewhere on the temple grounds, hair is sacrificed to the gods and families relax after worship with rides, souvenir shopping, and refreshments.
They stopped the trance. So then while the time I was relaxing myself, I saw everything very nicely fitted around me. And I felt very happy to see all these things.
Selvakumar gets his trance easily. Now the group is ready to go up. Trances will deepen for most as the group starts to move. Impatient to get to the cave, Mahadevan charges the crowd.
God, please don't let anything happen. Let this be a success and let me reach you as soon as I can. And there are certain places where they poured water around our legs, and to cool ourselves, they just massage our legs because it's quite heavy to carry this and go up. When I reached at the foot of the hill, then I could realize, oh, I have almost come to this place, and I didn't feel at all what sort of weight was on my body and all. Where we'll be in full trance and we'll try to reach in front of the God as fast as we can. And nobody could hold me at the time. And then when we reach there, the priest comes in with the holy ash and with the camphor. He puts you at a stop so that it will be easy to get these hooks and needles out of the body.
A portion of the sacrificial milk is poured out over the altar, and a portion returned to the kavadi bearer to drink. As the veils and hooks are removed and the trance ends, worshippers often collapse.
I was still on trance, still I could see 5 the hooks and needles on one side and 3 more on one side. After all these things being pulled out, I just felt normal, and I was really happy to see that all these things have been done so successfully.
Since Murugan rides a peacock, a kavadi-bearing worshipper transforms his own body into a similar proud and beautiful vehicle for Murugan to possess. Thus, late in the day, Guru Karup, this time in trance and carrying his 60-pound kavadi as if it were weightless, makes a second trip to the cave to offer his own worship. Mahadevan, having fulfilled his vow, does not plan on carrying kavadi ever again. Vikraswari has promised to carry one next year, and Manjit Kaur says probably she will too. Gobindan is saving money to buy a big one next year, and like Gobindan, Selvakumar plans to carry kavadi every year for as long as he's able.